Well, hi everyone. Welcome to Hello with Hannah. I am so excited because today one of my dear friends, Alan, is here to talk with me on this episode. So, Alan, hi. How are you today?
I've been really good. How are you, Hannah?
Very, very good. Thank you. Very good. I'm actually very, very pregnant. So, only a couple weeks to go. It's the final countdown, and then
Yeah,
this human will be here. But, life is good.
life is really good.
And we need to tell people you've recently turned 30. This is significant. How do
I
you
know.
feel? 30s.
Oh, it's crazy because I feel like nothing has, not nothing, but a lot of things has changed. But at the same time, I don't feel 30.
Yeah.
Um, for some reason, I'm like, I can't believe that I'm 30.
Yeah.
Um, but it's special. It's like another milestone in my life, and hopefully, good things are coming
I
my
I
way.
think so. I think so. Okay, so let's just like help people get to know you a little bit about your story. Can you give me like a bit of a overview? Where are you from? What's, your life story in kind of like 30, 40 seconds?
Yeah.
No pressure.
So 30 seconds. So I was born in Brazil and I started singing when I was 4 years old. And I did my first recording when I was 4 years old too. Started singing in church. But I found out that I could really sing when I won a competition when I was like about 11 years old. And that's when my parents started like investing in me. So I ended up like getting a vocal coach, which he helped me to find my voice. So I release songs. I do backing vocals for some artists that I love, and I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that was
That was more than 40 seconds, but
I
yeah,
feel like it was less. That was very quick. But so I think that's really amazing. I mean, I have kids and thinking about them recording their first song at 4 is pretty wild. So
yeah,
it's amazing that you grew up in an environment that kind of fostered that. And like you said, your parents kind of invested into your creativity and set you up to win. That's so amazing.
yeah,
Um, one of the things I get really intrigued about with creativity and artistry is so many people out there want to do something. They want to create something. They want to create music or write or paint or whatever it might be, act. And for some reason, there's a bunch of people who actually cross the line from dreaming about it to doing it. And
yeah,
then there's other people who only ever dream about it and never, for whatever reason, get to like cross that threshold into like actually putting their hand to the plow kind of thing and making something happen.
yeah,
And I really have a lot of respect for you because, you're young and you've already released music. You've already toured and done all this amazing stuff as a musician. So I guess my first question is like, in terms of actually doing it, like, how did you find that confidence to step out as an artist personally and start writing and releasing your own music?
I think it's a an important question because every day, to be really honest, I doubt myself, but at the same time, I'm like, if I don't do this for me, nobody's gonna do it. So I have to just go for it. So practical things that I do, it's literally like I keep on creating things. So it's like sometimes at 11 p.m. in the night, a melody comes up. So uh, I get my phone and just record it because a few of my songs actually they were born to something like that. Like I would literally bring a melody to my friends, my wider friends, and then through that thing that was so simple, a song is born. So yeah, I think first of all, never doubting yourself and always believing that from something simple, a great thing can come up.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. Do you think that your parents and like growing up in an environment that kind of also believed in you and set you up to win played a part?
100%.
Yeah.
Because especially as a teenager, I was always like, oh, my voice is not good. And having my parents believing in me and just like encouraging me to get better. Because sometimes like one thing that I would say, it's like it's good for us to have people that actually tell us the truth,
Hmm.
especially in our environment because I'm a church guy. So especially in church, so many people come up to us saying, "Oh, this is amazing and this is great." And sometimes that will be great, but sometimes you gotta get better in things. So I
Sure.
think my parents were always the ones that would tell me the truth. So if I did a performance or I sang at church and it wasn't that great, they would come up to me and say, it is okay to not be good, but those are the things that you should do to get better. And
Yeah.
or they would work a way to communicate that to my vocal coach, and that person would actually work with me the things that I need to get better at. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's really cool. Were your parents musicians growing up or anything?
Yes. So mom and dad, they both sing and they
Yeah.
play instruments, and my whole family actually, we've got a lot of musicians, people that release songs, and so I
Hmm.
think that was really cool for me to grow up in that environment. Just
Yeah.
having like, I don't know, cousins and my aunties and everybody gathering together on Sundays and just singing songs. I
Yeah.
think that helped a lot to for me to be the artist that I am right now.
Yeah, it's amazing. I when I was growing up, I also am a churchgoer, and I kind of started going to church when I was a teenager, and
Yeah,
I played guitar. That was my first instrument. And anyway, being a part of a church kind of environment for many years, like one of the things you often hear people say, especially in the youth ministry when you're a student, is people would say you become like who you hang around,
yeah,
or like they would say statements like "show me your friends and I'll show you your future" kind of
yeah,
thing. And when I think about that, I actually still believe elements of that are absolutely true. Like you surround yourself, or you just naturally were surrounded by parents and family who play music and
yeah,
release music, then it feels possible to you.
yes,
But if you don't have that environment, it feels like such a faraway dream.
yeah.
Have you ever had to, like, I know you've moved across the world, but did
Yeah.
you ever have to kind of deliberately try and spend time with creative people on this side of the world, or deliberately find producers and other co-writers to work with?
Yeah, I think I'm back at home because I was a part of a big community. Things were easier, to be honest. But in here, I had to be intentional. I had to like just ask people to go on a coffee and just like build relationships. So then I could possibly work with them in the future. So yes, I think one of the biggest things for me and still being is just like be intentional. If you want to do something, finding ways of how you can accomplish that. And there's nothing wrong to if you have dreams to just and you see the person that's already doing what you want to do to come and maybe see with them if you can catch up and just get like some feedback from them or even like just to hear their life story. I think it helps a lot.
Yeah, that's really cool. Be intentional. I like how you
Yeah.
said that. Okay, so were you always clear on like genre of music and style of music that you wanted to release, or is it a bit of trial and error?
Um, I would say like that was pretty much trying error because I love R&B, but I love pop and I love like Latin music. So there's a bunch of things, that like a bunch of genres that I love. And then my first song was really pop. My second song was pop-ish R&B, and then my third song was like Latin pop with R&B. So I'm always mixing, and I think that's the coolest thing about our generation because,
Hmm.
of course, like you can go and just do one genre, but a lot of the artists that we see right now, they are mixing genres and creating music for everybody. So I
Yeah.
think that's pretty much what I have in my heart at the moment.
Yeah, that's cool. How do you kind of land on what song is right for release? Like what song is the right time and the right moment for it and right for you?
For some reason, you just, at least with me, you just feel it. It's
Yeah.
like, right now I'm working on a new EP, with great friends, and and we've written 6 songs, but I already know the one that I want to release first.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it, because especially with like Spotify and things are changing every day. I don't think it's smart of me to just come and say, oh, let me look at the top 40 and see what they're playing, so I'm gonna make something towards it. At least for me, I want to be truthful to myself, and so yeah, I think it just comes easy.
Yeah. A bit of a feeling, like a gut feel
Yeah,
type thing.
yeah,
I laugh about this with you, but there is like literally nobody I know that goes to see more live shows and live performances than you. When I see your Instagram stories pop up, and sometimes it's like you've been to three, four different shows in one week,
yeah.
and I struggle to get to three shows a year. And so I'm just like intrigued, like what motivates you to want to be like in those environments and atmospheres. And by the way, people need to know you don't just go to like one type of performer's show. You go to see all kinds of music. Like it's such a huge variety. But why? What motivates you to kind of do that?
I think it inspires me every time I go to see other artists. And I like to go to like small theaters and then big stadiums because I
Mm-hmm.
feel like, I don't know, for me, I literally, every time I'm seeing them, I'm like, oh, one day I could be doing this. You know, it
Mm-hmm.
would be really cool if one day I've got this band and dancers. So like, I think it helps me to dream about it. And,
Yes.
and yes, and I feel like, especially after I did the tour last year, that I know how things go, on backstage. It's really cool to see like everything coming together and not
Yeah.
being like there doing or performing, but like being the audience just receiving it.
Yes.
So it's been really cool for me to be a part of like all these different types of shows, concerts. Yeah.
Yeah. It's hilarious to me. I I, I've also been through that process of like sharing music with people. So
Yeah.
I understand the feeling of what it's like to like write something that feels quite personal. And especially, it's got your voice on it and
Yes.
you wrote on the song. It's like this very vulnerable experience. So like, I don't know what you call it, but that kind of release day feeling where you're like, you hand it over and you say, everyone listen to this and see how you feel, see what you think. Like, it's a very vulnerable kind of scary feeling. I was wondering, like, has it been scary for you, or do you just kind of put it out there and forget about it? Like, what's your approach to when release day happens and the music is out there?
To be honest, it's really scary, but at the same time, I feel like even my favorite artists, they release some music that I don't love, but I still love the artist, right?
Yeah,
So um I think we shouldn't be afraid of putting our art out there, because that's the best that you can give it to people, and even if they don't like, because I think that's a huge thing for every artist, because we want to put stuff that people like. You
yeah,
know, if I say that I don't want and I don't care about that, I'm lying to you.
yeah,
But at the same time, I think we should be proud of ourselves regardless, even if people don't like it, but you're like, oh, I actually did my best. Or I created the song and I'm so proud of the song.
mm-hmm.
I think that changes everything when I started seeing those big artists that are so famous, but like maybe they release an album and from the 12 songs that they put out, I don't like five of them. And it's fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. You kind of like are much more forgiving and gracious towards other art that you experience, right? Once you've
Yeah.
actually released it. It's so easy to be a critic when you've never done that before.
Yeah.
But then once you know what it feels like, I'm just thinking of like a friend of mine who is like an amazing oil painter, and once a year we'll do like an exhibition where 30 or 40 of his works will just be in a wall on walls in a gallery, and hundreds of people walk through, and like I'm just thinking it's such a vulnerable, like in front of your face
Yes.
kind of moment where people are just standing there staring at the work going, I like this, or I'm not sure about that. And it's like, wow, like you've poured your life into that, and then people just get to say, yeah, it's good or it's bad. Like it is scary,
It
but
is scary.
yeah. What's something about, like, I'm thinking there might be people who are listening who want to create, want to make art, but they haven't actually yet crossed that threshold of stepping out and kind of essentially making it happen or sharing the music. Like, would you have an encouragement like for people listening who are like, hey, I do want to release music, or I do want to share my art with the world, or like, what would you say to people who are kind of listening in?
As I said before, just go for it. Like find
Yeah.
the people that you trust
Yeah.
and that you feel comfortable to work with,
Yeah.
and seek opportunities for growth. I always embrace feedback as well, because as I'm saying,
Yeah.
it's always good for you to know how you're going from the people that you trust, or that from the people that you look up to. And then I think learning from others is just like, look around. There's
Yeah.
always people doing what you wanted to do, or something similar. So you can learn from them. You can learn from their experiences. And I think don't be discouraged by the challenges, because we all have challenges in life, but
Yeah.
we got to overcome them. You know, I feel like
Yeah.
we're stronger than what we think. And I saw that, and I know that this is such a like cringy thing to say, but that's the truth. Like
Yeah.
we're so much stronger than what we can think, and go for it.
Yeah. It's so good, isn't it? Like, I think there's like a million reasons to doubt yourself, or you can always find a reason not to do something.
Yeah.
But like, what's cool about, I guess, the world we're living in right now with even social media and stuff is there's so many ways that you can share your art with people. It's like it doesn't have to be this like huge ordeal, even like to like, ingest all your music onto all the streaming platforms. And like it can be as simple as like, and I know you do a lot of this, but like
Yeah.
just singing and playing a song like to your phone and then
Yeah.
sharing it with people, or like, I don't know, just there's so many ways you can do that. I even like to say to people, like, it's as simple as if you wrote a song and you love it and
Mhm.
you think it will be encouraging for people or uplifting for people, like just make a little voice memo and text it to a few friends who you think
Yeah.
of. Like sharing art doesn't have to be this huge mountain that we climb. Like it can
100%.
be that simple. And
Yeah.
there are little ways to do that. Have you like had to make that choice to embrace like social media and all that stuff?
Yeah, I think social media helps a lot, to be honest, because I feel like before, just if you had a record deal, you would be able to release songs, right? But
Sure.
right now, everyone can do it.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of companies that distribute your songs for you. You're just paying them out.
Yeah.
But I feel like with TikTok, you can do a video, as I said, like a 15-second video of you
Yeah.
singing a part of a chorus or painting something, and showing like what's the process behind it. It could be as easy as that, and people will love it. Or even if, as I'm saying, even if people don't love it, at least you're putting your art out there. You're
Yes.
being brave to put your heart and your soul into your art, and just putting out there, releasing it to the universe. So yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. I feel like it's an encouragement to everyone. I even have to remind myself of this all the time. Like, it doesn't need to be such a big dramatic thing. Like
Yeah.
sharing with people and even collaborating, and it doesn't need to be this huge thing. And I think sometimes we as creative people like stop creating, or we stop sharing things because, oh, like you said, I didn't have a record deal, I didn't have a publishing deal, I didn't have like the money to get a producer yet to produce this track properly. But it's like, I think we should really simplify it even more than
Yeah.
that and be like, cool, it's just like there's so many ways, there's simple ways that you can share it with the world. And even in the last couple of years, I've seen so many artists that I look up to release a song for the first time where it's just them actually playing it before it came out on a record, and now
Yeah.
it's out. But it began as just like a really simple acoustic kind of song. And
Yeah.
yeah.
And for some reason, Hannah, I feel that people like raw things at the moment. So
Yeah.
I noticed that some of my most produced videos on TikTok, they don't get as like much attraction as the
Yeah.
ones that it's like on my bathroom singing,
Yeah. Yeah.
something. So it's so easy nowadays to just
Yeah.
put your art out there and put yourself out there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really cool. I hope it's encouraging for people listening in today because it's just like it's one of those things. There's a million reasons why we might not share our gifts and things with the world. There's so many things that could hold us back. But like just to slightly kind of flip our perspective for a second, it's also so easy to do. And it is scary. It's a vulnerable experience, but to just kind of flick into that other headspace, it doesn't take too much,
Yeah.
and it can be the beginning of something. I
Yeah.
think, like you're saying, even the most huge artists and people who share songs that are like world-renowned songs, probably the thing that we love most about those songs is that they feel authentic and they feel like
Yes.
our song, and we
Yeah.
resonate with them. And there's this like heart connection. And I think that heart connection thing, you don't have to produce that always. You can do that through talking to a camera, or you can do
Yeah.
it, just sharing in all kinds of ways. But anyway, I appreciate you. I really do want to like say it is so cool to see someone like you actually doing stuff and sharing music and stepping out and even using social media to share the things that you're passionate about. And I think it's really inspiring. It's so easy to sit on the other side, but you are doing it. And I think
Thank you.
that's really cool. So thanks heaps for chatting with me today.
Thank you so much for having me, Hannah.
You're the best. Okay, we'll see you soon.